Well, hello friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work without you guys. I'm here at Joe Boo's day job, working on some stuff. We actually have a new prototype here, and this is the mini helmet rack that we're working on, the very first one, and it's bigger than our other footballs, so everything changes, of course. Had to order bigger boxes to be able to ship them, had to change my jigs and everything else, but we got it. But it's going to look like the other ones, just bigger. It's turning into a la carte here on these things. So we've heard over the last couple of weeks Jamal Adam's getting a little bit more and more flustered by the Jets organization and the lack of a new deal. What was a big surprise to me was, we heard the Jets have always said that they want to keep Jamal Adams and they're going to sign him to a big deal. And we had thought during the season, after the fiasco where the Cowboys tried to make a move for him, that they were saying the right things about wanting to keep him. Well, we learned last week that through social media that Jamal Adams is like, when he heard about Myles Garrett might be getting a new deal, he was kind of like, that's great for him. It'd be nice if the Jets would at least send over a proposal like they said they would back in January. So the Jets have been going and talking about, oh, we want to keep Jamal Adams, and we're not interested in trading him, but yet they haven't talked to him or offered him any more money. Now, he does have $13 million and 2 years left to his current contract. And basically the Jets are trying to play hardball and hope that they can force him to play on his current contract. Now, here's the problem for players. When the NFLPA and the NFL ended up making the deal, it's one of those things that could be good for a lot of players. A lot more stability, more money overall, percentage-wise. They're getting more money of the salary cap. They're going from 46.5% to 48% of the gross revenue, which is great because they're literally talking about $5 billion more for the NFL players over the course of the next 10 years. But, and also too, they're able to, they're no longer testing for, suspending for marijuana usage. They'll fine you, but you'll still be able to play. They also have shorter training camps. That's why all the training camps don't open up until the 28th this year, where it used to be staggered by when you had your first preseason game. It used to be 15 days before your first preseason game was when you opened up camp. Now everybody starts at the same time. So there's some things in there that some of the players kind of looked at and said, this is not what we really want. But overall, they ended up getting more stuff than what they had in the past. So they passed it. Problem for Jamal Adams is holding out will kill you. They can charge you $40,000 a day, and unlike in past times when they fined you, when you finally came in, it could be forgiven. They could just say, hey, it's $40 million that we're charging you, $40,000 we're charging you, but now it has to be paid by the player. On top of that, if he holds out and misses a preseason game, it's a game check. So now you're talking about the incentive of, I really can't hold out. If the Jets want to play hardball and force him to play, well, you can force him to play. Because the other part of it is if you hold out and don't play, guess what? You don't still get that year of eligibility. They hold your rights for another year. So he's between a rock and a hard place. So today, after hearing about Myles Garrett getting close to getting a new deal and everything else, knowing that he's got 2 years left on his deal, feeling that he is the best safety in football, wanting to be paid like one of the best in football, he's demanding a trade. Jamal Adams on social media is demanding a trade. He wants to get the hell up out of there. Now, we'll see if that Jets end up moving on it. But the reality is they don't have to. Now, the Jets, of course, we know that they are really not planning on paying him any more money. They're just not. They don't pay big money to players. That's just the way the Jets are. They're not that kind of team. What they will do is they'll try and see if they can get some compensation for him. And that's herein lies the problem. The Jets feel like the Cowboys kind of screwed them up on the deal before because it got leaked what they wanted. So hypothetically, what they're basically saying is, here's the price for everybody else. If it's the Cowboys, the price is going to be higher. That's great in theory, but see, right now the thing is for the Jets is, I think their leverage and what they're going to be able to get as far as compensation goes is going downhill. I think because it's taking longer and longer and longer that they're not going to get as much. Now, it may end up being that they'll take a lower deal from somebody else just despite the Dallas Cowboys because they feel jolted. That is a possibility. But I'm not sure that they're going to get that first and third that they want. But then again, we could be having another Earl Thomas situation here where Earl Thomas kind of held out and stuck to his guns and everything else and eventually had to come in and play, got hurt, and then went to Baltimore. Hang on for a second, guys. These are the crazy dynamics. The reality, and this is the bad thing about contracts as far as players go. You know, we always hear, everybody keeps saying that Dak Prescott, he should be, doing a team-friendly deal. That, he's not a team guy. He's not looking out for the team. But see, here's the bad part about, and the reality is the team doesn't give a rat's ass. You can play. They're more than happy for you to play and not get compensated for the good job that you've done. But when you've actually outlived and outperformed your contract, then it's, we got a contract. No, man, you got a contract. We can't renegotiate. And this is nothing new. This has gone on as long as football has been there. You'll remember, now I'm having a brain fart, but our running back in the 73 year, came back as a rookie. He played outstanding and, looked to be, hey, it's time for me to get paid. And they were like, nah, bro, we ain't giving you a raise. And he ended up not speaking the whole season. Why am I having a brain fart and can't? Dwayne Thomas. Dwayne Thomas ended up not speaking the whole season until they got to the Super Bowl because of contract disputes. So it's always been team friendly, when it's in the favor of the team. But of course, when it's not in favor of the team, it's you got a contract. Because how many times have we seen players that have been forced to renegotiate their contracts? Think about Doug Free. Doug Free, they said, you ain't played what you did. We want you to take a pay cut. Yeah, they'll force you to do that. Or they'll just say, we'll just cut you. Even though you had a contract. On the flip side, nah, bro, we can't renegotiate. You got a contract. And that, in a way, is really not fair. Either have it one way or the other. You shouldn't be able to get both. You shouldn't be able to get both. But in the NFL, that's the way it works. They are the ones in charge. They're the ones that have all the money. And they're the ones that have all the power. So, I know what you're saying. I'd be happy to take $13 million over 2 seasons. Yeah, I would too, but I can't do the job that Jamal Adams does. Just can't. So it's not apples to apples. There's only so many people in the world that can do what our NFL players can do. And it's called supply and demand. And the players, they're the supply. That's not easily replaced. All right, y'all. Seems like the work never ends. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, Hope you guys are having a great day. Solid wood maple top for a desk. This ain't made in China on an assembly line. It's made right here in America by these hands. I'll see you guys later on. Hold on tight. Oh, one final thought. The Cowboys have kind of entertained the idea of Jamal Adams. What they have said first is Dak Prescott's contract is the priority. If you get Dak Prescott's deal done, that can actually give you the money that you need for Jamal Adams. Seriously. Basically, getting Dak Prescott's deal done would save you about $10 to $12 million on this year's cap. We currently have about $11.5 million. So yeah, you could do that. All right, see you guys.